Hello, everybody, and welcome, welcome. It's Meeting with the Mediums today, and I'm here with Wisdom Seeker Joan and
Hello.
Oil Painter Diana. Welcome, ladies. Yay.
Thanks for having us.
Reminds me of, what was it, Kermit the Frog would introduce people and go, yay.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like today.
Yeah.
Anyway. I want to say hello to everybody who are just coming in. They must have got their announcements. Edward, Liz, Teacher Barb, Mary Starshine, TW. Welcome, welcome. So I'm not going to use the giveaway tool today. It's mostly when Mark is here because he has like 300 or 400 people that come in. So that's what makes it difficult. But not that we aren't popular. It's just that he's popular himself. So, yeah. So, and hello, Denise Fletcher-Turow and Anya Ashdown. Thanks for being here. It's wonderful to see you. And it's almost summer. Is it?
Yes.
Saturday? Yeah. Saturday's summer?
A little over 24 hours.
24 hours. There you go. Hi, Linda Bishop. Nice to see you. Yeah. Hello, Lorraine. It's wonderful to see you too. Thank you. Beautiful evening. Yeah, I keep forgetting. It's only 2:30 here. So these ladies, but is it staying light longer, ladies, where you are?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Till 9 o'clock or after.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Tomorrow it'll be 10 o'clock.
Oh.
And, today, tomorrow, and the next day, that's that hang time.
That's that hang time. You're right.
Oh,
with the longest day of the year. Longest day, right? Yeah. Yeah. Let's hope it's a good one.
Well, and talk about when I lived in the Upper Peninsula, it would be 11 o'clock at night. We were just chatting about the UP, and it would be
that's the way it is in
Washington
Washington.
at night before the sun was really gone.
Yeah. Yeah. We'd still be running around in Washington like 10:30 or so on a long summer night.
Yep.
And of course, it's always on December when we go into that, and everything is like you open the blinds and it's light for maybe 10 minutes and then it's dark, right?
That's life in the UP on the shortest day for sure.
Yes, absolutely.
Especially up in the Keweenaw area.
Yep. Yes, Lorraine says it's like 9 here before dark and 99 degrees. Oh, honey. I'm at 68 today, and I say that's a pretty good thing to be at.
Well,
not me personally, I'm not 68, but it's 68 outside.
Well, the sun just came out for the first time in 2 days.
Oh, well, we'll hope it hangs, right? We'll hope so.
Looks
But
like
we did just have a solar storm flare, 2 days ago, I think. So
yeah, and we had an X 1.4 or 1.2 X flare go off.
Yeah.
Day before yesterday. I can't remember. The days run together when you're having fun,
That's exactly what Joan is, right? Joan's right near you, Wildflower.
Yeah, just across the river. It's a scorcher, as my mother always used to say. It's not so bad, but it's gonna be worse over the weekend.
Yeah, and 94 in Denver. All right. Wow, that's hot for Denver, isn't it? So I do have your question, Liz. Excuse me. Anybody else wants a reading, please put it in. You're from Wisconsin, Wildfire? Yeah. Okay. Wisconsin's beautiful. I went to is it the Dells? I think it's the Dells. Yeah. With my kids on a vacation once. We went out on the river. I guess it was on a river or something. I don't know. It was a lot of fun. Yeah. They had people singing and everything. I just love it because I'm a big cheese head myself. So stopping getting cheese was really lovely. Hi. Okay, Ross Crump. We gotcha. We'll get you in here for a reading. And hi, Jen Bowles. Lovely to see you. Barbara. All right. So we'll go ahead and start. Viviani's here. Thanks, everybody, for being here. All right, Wildflower. And Lorraine, you want a message? All right. Very good. So keep it going. And I'll do them as long as it's not too busy. I'll also do one. But these ladies are going to be the star of the day.
We will do our best.
Can I do something physical to stop my ailments? Liz wonders.
Okay. Let's see. Liz Reeves.
Hi, Linda and Barb. Oh, Denise, I did that earlier this year. I binge watched Downton Abbey 2.
I'm just now watching Ted Lasso.
Oh, Lasso?
Yeah, and oh my gosh.
It's funny. Yeah. Linda Bishop, your grandparents would be sitting on the porch after dark, running around. You'd be running around catching fireflies and putting them in jars.
Oh, that sounds fun.
You're right. DDT did kill a lot of that. Yep, back in the 70s. Wow.
I'm getting, as far as physical things to do, the first thing I saw was someone playing the cello, and it made me think of vibration. You know, like if you're with a cello, right, held up right against you, you'd be vibrating all over the place. So if it is the kind of ailment that would respond to, I don't know, like a vibrator gun, you know, those types of things, or just some sort of, well, or they could be talking about vibration and frequency too. So and you're saying physical stuff, but an energy healing like Reiki or something like that. When I pulled cards, I wasn't getting a lot that spoke to me, except for the pheasant, which comes from China. So I don't know if you'd be into exploring traditional Chinese medicine, but I had luck with that and a couple of different things in my life. So I think vibration in terms of physical, like, you know, if you have sore muscles and use a vibrator gun on it, that can help. Frequency, you know, energy healing, or traditional Chinese medicine are the three things that came to me.
Okay. Sounds
How
good.
about you, Diana?
Okay, so I was getting the color orange, which is your core muscles. That also takes me to your deeper digestive tract. And so because I was getting all of that, I pulled a couple of cards. The physical, you're feeling lethargic because you're backing up in your core, and you need to get straight to the point. I mean, there's all that orange, right?
Oh my God.
Right? With that arrow card, all you can eat. But look, again, we have an orange carrot.
Right. An orange carrot.
Thinking,
yeah.
Right? So you need, it's not grains, and you need to re-examine your diet, because the lethargy will go away once you get your tract going.
What?
If you're finished, I don't want to step on your.
No.
When you said the diet, I looked down at my notes, and the last image I saw was like a flour sifter, and it came to me that you need to kind of sift through all the things you're eating and optimize them. Yeah.
And that also can, because gluten was screaming in my head.
Okay. And if you have lethargy, oh my God, we can talk. I've got lots of food allergies, including celiac, and that will
see.
Yeah.
So it is a hidden ingredient. There's something hidden that you are getting that you don't know you're getting. So examine all your food. Potatoes can imitate gluten. Your nightshades will imitate gluten. And where are you getting yeast? Because that also imitates what gluten does. So check all of those balances. And if you don't take magnesium, look into taking magnesium, because it helps to keep us regular. And not to keep dragging this, but magnesium, when you use it in a topical form,
it does take it.
Okay. So, but if you use it topical, it prevents an overdoing it with magnesium, right?
I
So
agree.
magnesium, if you do it that way, it will shut off when your body has what it needs in the way of magnesium.
And I put it on my feet at night, Liz, and
Yeah.
it really makes a difference. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So look into different methods, because I take it and put it on my skin.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
As long as we're talking about sifting through and hidden ingredients, I have all the celiac stuff, all the grains, but then corn and corn-derived products are the so they're in everything. They're in everything from toothpaste to paint to medications. Look up all the corn-derived products, and then also soy, corn, soy, wheat. Oh, it's like America's 3 greatest crops.
Yeah.
Our biggest crops. Those are the ones I can't eat.
Well, right.
Wow.
Because the earth is so depleted that the nutritional value is also depleted.
Yeah.
So when Joan brought up Chinese medicine and Diana brought up the arrow, I got acupuncture.
Of course.
Oh, and the card besides.
The card says wisdom experience. So it's like this old sage. So it might be something you could try to help in a challenging, difficult situation. But so that's kind of what. So a combination of all that stuff, if you can keep track of it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I would try one, or, and then if nothing changes, try another.
Right.
So
and keep a log of what
of what you had and tried,
and look for the crossovers.
Yep.
It's very surprising. Another thing is latex crossover. So watch your food for latex, like
That's
bananas, strawberries, kiwis, and avocados. And I can't eat avocados anymore.
I know that when I finally I ended up diagnosing myself. I went to a family doctor, a gastroenterologist, and somebody else, some other doctor. I forget what sort of specialist, and got treated for all kinds of different things. Nothing helped. I went to a medical library, and at the time, because nothing was online, I got a gastroenterology textbook and a medical dictionary, and I just looked. Yep, those are my symptoms. This is what you do.
Exactly.
And I went back to a doctor, and I told him at least the first thing was the gluten, and he said, "Oh, we never would have. That's so rare. We never would have found that."
Rare.
No, that was that was back in
in
1990, I think it was.
Okay.
And it's not considered rare anymore.
They started messing with the food in the 50s. So
yeah, it's just not the same as it used to be. We do have to say for entertainment purposes only, though, because none of us are doctors or nutritionists. Right. So that's just to cover ourselves. So thank you.
Educate yourself first before you get there, so you know what questions to ask.
Yeah, absolutely.
We opened again on that one. Sorry.
So Ross Crump would like a reading, please. And I don't know if you have anything specific in mind, Ross, or Roz. I don't know if that's how you pronounce your name. I apologize if I'm not pronouncing it right. But sometimes I like going in blind, just seeing what comes up. So, oh, yes, I figured you probably already knew that, Liz. You're welcome, honey. Yeah, that's fine. Yep. Ice cubes for dinner, Jen. Nothing specific? Okay, Russ. Okay. So I'm going to go because I got my cards ready. And I'm getting here that you are completing a cycle of some kind. And you've made progress. And now it's time for something new to come in. But they do want you to make sure that you spend some time resting and relaxing. We all need that. And sometimes our batteries need to be charged again, recharged, But I love this card and I'm going to take it as mine as well. It says to treat yourself, and there's an ice cream cone. Hey! After we talk about limitations with Liz, we talk about treating yourself. Hi, Debbie. Thank you. Hi, Carl.
So there, I keep getting the word transition. And so when I shuffled, what did I get? Transition.
Yep. There's
So
that cycle change. Yep.
yes. But I'm also wondering, is there somebody, did you lose someone? Did someone just cross over recently, or recent enough that they would be in a transition state, maybe a few months ago or at the beginning of the year? Because I keep getting an image of like a newsboy cap,
Ah.
the big floppy kind.
Mm-hmm. I'll let you know if I see a comment.
Okay. And like this person, it was, I can't get a read on what their age is, but that was their hat. That was the hat that they like to wear the most.
Oh, 2021, they lost their sister.
Okay. Maybe she liked those kind of hats, or just, a broad brimmed hat of some sort or another, but it looks to be an old newsboy cap. So at any rate, that person is around you and is helping you with this transition, this period that you're going through, this change that you're going through, even though you may not know it.
Okay. Yep.
Sounds
We
good.
lost others, but this one was the closest one. Yeah.
Okay.
Roz, when I tuned in, the first thing I got was, let's see, what was the first thing? Oh, my throat chakra really lit up, and really, really lit up. And it was the thought that was coming was, you don't have to be loud, but be consistent. Make sure that you are expressing yourself, your feelings, you're bringing your message to the world. I always say I speak my truth and listen to others, because all voices are important, including mine. So be sure that you're speaking your truth. And then the next image I got, remember, I don't know if you had them in elementary school, like in the music class, those little things that you'd have a mallet and everybody would get like one, I forget what they were called. They were something you'd strike and you'd have your one note. And it was like it all came together when we all played our one note on whatever those vibratory things were. And but your note is important. The song, the music, the symphony of life wouldn't be the same without you. So be sure to, even quietly, those weren't really loud little tones or anything, but your note is important. And then when I drew cards from the feather stick, I got the meadowlark. Again, sing out your note. And this one says, smile, you'll experience a wonderful journey of inner discovery. And I got the Knight of Pentacles, who's, the slow moving knight. And because he's here, you can see there's these little sprigs of green sprigs on his helmet and on his horse there, growth coming, and it's in this farmer's field it looks all plowed, like there's growth coming, there's good things, including financial good things coming, but we have to trust that it's coming, trust that it's on its way, just like you trust that the seeds are going to come up in the summertime. So, and then I got the Archangel of Purity, who said, cleanse and detoxify. So maybe go back to the last question. If there are things in your life, either foods or people or mental habits of putting yourself down, just cleanse those from your life too.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, and that nicely plowed open field, that's transition, change. You want something to grow, or did you just harvest it?
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Thank you. So the questions are closed. Davy Jones, you're the last one. And because we have quite a number of readings to do. So thank you, everybody. All right. So Wildflower Wind is next, and then Lorraine, and then TW. Let us know you're here, please, so that we can have you ready. All right. You're welcome, Ross. All right. So Wildflower would like a reading, please. All right, Davy. Thank you.
Right right away, let's see what I get from the cards.
Oh, good.
The first thing I got were wings. They were monarch wings, and they were small at first, and then they were bigger. So the whole monarch thing, and starts, you eat the milkweed, and you go from the caterpillar to the chrysalis to the beautiful monarch. So it might be an interesting time of change, but something, it's going to end up beautifully. It could be a dramatic change, but the caterpillar doesn't know about the chrysalis, and the chrysalis doesn't really know about the butterfly. You just be yourself, be who you are, make the most of the moment, and trust that whatever transformation, oh, here we go, transformation again,
I know.
it is meant for you, is definitely coming. And part of that is to I got the new earth, so that's coming for you too. And the message here is share your gifts. So no matter what stage that you're in, you have gifts to share, and do that, and make the most of the moment. I also got the woodpecker saying, use your discernment and fortitude to achieve your goals and find a new rhythm. So I'm getting that idea that there's change coming. It'll be positive, and I wish you the best on it.
And I got the same thing. I have new beginnings, but I get here career advice. And I know you're not interested in a career, but it could be maybe a new job. It says to reach out when help is needed. So maybe it will be something that you can do to help other people. I won't say a caregiver, but there are different types of caregivers sometimes. Sometimes somebody needs someone to run to the dry cleaner, go pick up the post office, go get groceries, things like that. And it says you're on the right path, whatever that is, you're on it. So, right.
So I'm being shown two people holding the ends of the rope and swinging double dutch. And that you're in the middle of it, jumping. So are you like overthinking something or overworking something? Or Allie knows that you're not interested in a new job. I don't think it's a new job, but it's something that there's something that you need to escape from. Okay. And all it takes is a little bit of your very own imagination. Go where you want to go, do what you want to do. So that song, that's the third time today that song has come in. I think it was meant for you.
Yeah. Wonderful. Wow. All right. I love that.
I
love the double dutch. You weren't missing a beat in spite of the fact that you were excited.
Now me, you have to live in the moment to
you do have to live in the moment, but for me it's Chinese jump rope. I loved Chinese jump rope. Did you ever do that?
I don't know that one.
The rubber bands that go around your feet.
Yes.
And then you do these different things to go, and you never did that, Joan?
I don't think so.
Okay. You'll have to go back. Go back and be a young child again.
Yeah.
So Lorraine is looking to get a message from Grandma Dell, please.
Okay.
I love that you were talking about the Dells earlier.
That's true. Yeah. Her name was Della. Okay. Thank you. Sonia.
When I tuned in, Lorraine, I saw a woman putting on an apron, and hers at first it was the waist apron, like old-fashioned ones, and then I saw it as a more of, like a bib type one too. So, but the message that came through was, put on your apron. And I don't know if she put on her apron, but she said, wear it like armor. Once you have that on, you can do anything. Life can get messy. So put on your apron, wear it like armor, and march forth. You can do anything. Work hard, and then she said, work hard, but don't forget to have fun. And she was even saying, kind of schedule it. Even when life is busy, pick out a time, even if it's just, I'm going to take 45 minutes and just sit down and read this book, or just scroll online, or do, watch a video or something like that, even if you have to schedule it if life is really busy. So she's all about working hard, but also keeping in balance and playing hard too. So there's something you might have to walk away from, that it's like, yeah, this is the way I've always done it, never always really loved doing it, but I'm not really happy with it anymore. So you might have to like put on the apron and walk away. But she said to trust your intuition. You got the owl. Your intuition is correct. Follow your inner voice without fail. So trust your gut. And then I got the satellite symbol that said, just turn on your light, because you have, you're carrying the light that will guide you through whatever it is that you're going through, and she'll be there for you.
Wow. So Lorraine, I got compass. I'm guessing that she was your North Star. She was somebody that was a compass for you, that involved you with family information or something. And she says some of the time, perhaps you had been disconnected from your ancestral information. And I know that you've been reconnected to that recently. So I do know that, but I feel like that's what she's saying. She's saying, I went through all the hardship I went through, so you wouldn't have to go through it. And she said, but make sure that you're patient, because things will take time, but they're worth taking the time for those things.
Well, this goes along with what I was seeing. That card, the very first card you showed, I was seeing a woman dressed like similar to that, pardon me, but with gray hair pulled back like in the chignon. And then one day she cut it all off, and everybody was like, right? And nobody could decide whether they liked it or not. And then she said, what is it that's got you so confused? And I pulled this card, confusion. All right. So how many different directions? She's your Cherokee great-grandmother. So how many different directions are you running in? How many people are distracting you from taking care of you? She wants you to use your own ingenuity. Now that's kind of another card that reflects that other card that we just had with imagination. So get yourself out of that crowd. Go ahead and take time for yourself. But even in a crowd, you can find a way to immerse yourself without being distracted with the others. So float in your own space. If that's all you can get is a tiny little corner for you, like the apron is your armor.
There you go. So it's interesting because she was on an earlier show this week, and she was being sent videos in her feed about Native Americans and their heritage and all that. And she watched some of them. They showed up. She hadn't talked about it to anybody. It wasn't one of those things that, sometimes we say something and it shows up. And she's just been moved to tears by some of the stuff. So she's opening up to that ancestral Cherokee lifetime.
So there you go. That is which direction, all the confusion, all the different tribes, all the merging of tribes. I can certainly understand that, and to immerse yourself in do it with your armor, your spiritual armor.
Spiritual armor. Yep.
And trust
Um,
what your gut
Owl
tells you. because
wisdom.
Grandma's
Yeah.
there.
I want to just give you girls this feedback. Diana Wildflower says the double Dutch jump rope signifies trying to deal with all the things that come at me, and I have to figure out how to do it. Because if you're in there, you got to be present in that double Dutch.
Yeah.
You can't be thinking about anything else.
You gotta go la, 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 la. And then
That's
turn
right.
around besides.
Yeah. Thanks, Lorraine. All right, TW, what does my spirit guide Alfred have to say to me? Will they find out what my sister is suffering from? Next will be Viviani, Anya, and Edward up on the queue. You're ready and you need to communicate. Yep, that's awesome, Lorraine. You'll do it. We know you'll do that. Mhm. Hi, Akila. Nice to see you. TW, I have this coming through, and it's a woman who is seeking peace. And I'm thinking Alfred is saying that she needs to ask for peace. She needs to ask for freedom from fear and to have peace in her life. So even if they don't know what she has wrong with her, she can still exist and work and live in harmony with her world, in peace, that she can move forward. He's also saying a lot of people spend a lot of time worrying over their things. Things aren't important. Physical things aren't important. People are important. That's what he wants to say. And then he says, look at this little girl. She's an innocent. I'm sensing that your sister, whatever it was that went through, wasn't anything she did particularly wrong. In other words, it's one of those things that maybe she picked up unbeknownst to her, like a virus or some, I don't know. That's just what I'm getting. So I'll let the other ladies come in.
Allie, were you reading my mind?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. TW, I don't know if you know who Alfred E. Newman is from Mad Magazine.
Yeah, Mad Magazine. Yeah.
And he lived by the words, what? Me worry? And Alfred is poking me with his elbow. Okay. And so that goes right with what Allie was saying about this fear and over worry and worrying about, what's next, what comes next, and where should I go? And, but not even vocalizing it enough to anyone to get to the point where you can release it. So she needs to allow herself to fly free while others try to study the situation. It has to come from her. She needs to wake up and realize that it is all up to her, because sometimes it's discretion. So not everybody's going to find out. And sometimes they give you the wrong information.
Yeah.
In that.
Or they don't know.
Right. I mean, even to find out, she has to be able to completely describe what it is she feels. And that is educating yourself on what it is you think it is and what it is you got to say in order to ask the right questions in order to get any answer.
Any answers. Yeah. My husband, we've been trying to figure out what's wrong with him for the last 2.5 years, and nobody knows. And so, he had to come to peace with the idea that he may never know. So, yeah. And we lost Joan for some reason. I don't know.
I saw.
Yeah. I thought she was going to pop right back in, but maybe she had to reboot.
Too.
Yeah. Maybe she had to reboot. And I know she got a hit because she was ready to say something. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I was already blurting
Yeah.
things out. So
Sorry.
I'm
That's
sorry,
okay.
Joan.
No, it's all right. She would have probably been cut off in the middle. She'll be back as soon as she can be, I'm sure, unless there's some kind of a storm where she is or something. So,
Oh.
yeah. All right. So we'll just go ahead and continue. Thank you, TW. Viviani, I'm assuming you're here. Those of you who are up on Edward, are you still here? And Anya, are you still here? I think you probably are. But yeah. They think but are not sure she has a trigeminal nerve. Okay.
What is okay, I'm going to look it up because I need to know.
There you go. All right. Thanks, Viviani. Thanks, Edward. All right. All right. So Viviani, I'm gonna pull some cards for you while Diana's getting nosy with this thing.
A large 3-part nerve in your head that sends signals from your brain to parts of your face and vice versa. You have 2 trigeminal nerves, one on each side of your face. Well, that would be part of what is that?
Well, that sounds almost like what is the Bell's palsy like?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
If that's
not a doctor. We're not doctors. Right.
No.
Yeah.
But if it is, it'll pass. It just has to pass on its own.
All right. So Viviani's up next, Diana.
Okay.
A message from guides. All right. Wow. How possible is this? I got the same cards, but in a different order that I got for somebody else. That's very weird. All right. Let's see. Okay.
Okay, we'll go over the brownies. And well, I am being shown this too shall pass. You will be better off for it all.
You're talking about Viviani?
Yes.
Okay, because I get relax and rest and rewind. And then I get this challenges ahead. And I think that you and I both know what they are. And new beginning. That's always the case, though, before a new beginning is you have to go through these challenges. But they want to make sure you take time to rest and take care of yourself. And it says use discernment. And I love the harp that comes here. Don't harp on yourself if you're not feeling up to doing something or saying yes to something that you're just not feeling you can accomplish. There you go. Use
Discernment. And I shuffled. And I shuffled. Discernment. And make a request from your guides. They are there to serve you.
They are.
And just so you know, and I'm going to let
you're
you
fierce.
fill in that blank yourself, Viviani.
Yeah. She's fierce like the jaguar, right?
Yep. Absolutely.
All right. So I have to go now because Wayne's serving BLTs and that sounds really delicious to me. Oh dear. Oh, perfect summer sandwich, isn't it? Yeah. All right. Sorry, everybody, about Joan, but All right. So here we go with Anya. Will Western North Carolina get smacked by another hurricane this year in the coast or on the coast or in the mountains, if we can tell?
Mountains. I'm sorry.
That's where she is. Yeah.
Okay. I've been getting that hit for a long time.
Have you?
I think I might have mentioned it on the life after life
Yeah.
video.
Well, Kristi Noem is pushing and pushing to rid Homeland Security and all, and she wants to just gut FEMA. No more FEMA. Let the state take care of it. Well, the states that are in need of care are financed by California and New York State, and it's just ridiculous if they think that a red state basically can handle things on their own, because they can't. They don't have the money to.
They can't even put kids in school.
I know. Wow. So let's see.
Oh my gosh.
You're there too, Lorraine? Okay.
Oh.
I have here this idea, Anya, and it's never hurts for this idea. It says to cleanse mind, body, and home. So I want you to imagine, maybe even put salt around the corners of your house, do some smudging. The 1st of July, blow cinnamon in the front door, put crystals, or protect yourself, protect your whole area. Okay. And because even in the fires in Maui, there was one house in the middle of all that was destroyed, that sat there and was untouched. So it can happen. It says here that battles and disagreements are going to come, and that I think is FEMA. But they want you to know that they believe you are resilient, and you will, and the state will endure, and perhaps things will change if they realize that they're being, maybe people need to stand up and let them know how they feel. Thank you.
Yeah, I was seeing all of that as you were describing what to do to protect your house. And as you were talking of Kristi Noem, or whatever her name is, misappropriation.
There it is.
That's why they want to outdo it, because they want to take that money and use it for themselves. They see it as a contest. But
they do.
what I see here is, sliding down the mountain. Okay, so I think it's going to happen in the mountains. That protection is also another way of taking refuge, right?
Mm-hmm.
Higher ground or abandonment. Get out of there.
Yep.
There will be warnings.
That's true. Maybe go be with your son. If there's a warning, go down there and be with him. I know you have the cat, but yeah.
I know. We just look at all of what's going on in Switzerland, in the Alps.
Yeah.
And it is still continuing.
Yes.
It happened again yesterday, big time.
Mm-hmm. So yes, Charlie's right, Anya. You take a little bit of cinnamon. You can just use it, and you stand at the front door, and the 1st of the month, blow it into your house. And
for each moon, I do it. Tomorrow is the solstice. Do it for the solstice.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The four corners. If you have access, rosemary hanging at the door, thyme, front door, back door, hanging at the doors. Sage. You can bundle it. You don't have to burn it. You can bundle put a fresh bundle at a door for protection.
You can. Just little things like that. Christine said she blesses her home, and in Louisiana, a tornado jumped over her house. That's amazing.
I believe you.
A lot of it has to do with belief, though, I think. Don't you?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it really does. A wildflower, Diana knows everything. It's very true. She's been studying it for a long time.
But Gerald and I did a show on herbs.
Oh, so you did, yeah.
Today we did thyme.
Oh, all right. Not parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme?
Well, sage is next.
Okay. Cool.
We did rosemary last time.
You did rosemary the last time. So a message, Edward, on a property you have for sale. Okay. Surely thing. Surely.
Oh, here comes St. Joseph.
Oh, yes. Hi, Brenna.
Okay, definitely. Okay, so Saint Joseph is one of my guides, and he came in and he flipped himself upside down on a somersault. Go get yourself a plastic Saint Joseph. You know, lots of places carry them, but you could definitely find it at the Catholic shop or any kind of a store that
Metaphysical
has
store.
good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Some bookstores, yeah, and just bury it in the ground upside down.
Mm-hmm.
And
Front yard.
he never fails.
Yeah, in the front yard. I did.
Yes.
There's one sitting at a property that I have in Tacoma that I sold. But if it's too far away, you know, I can get that. I get that. Let's see. So the first card I get it's very interesting, is the V for Vendetta card, which doesn't make any sense until you read that you need to put away your differences. So you may have within the group that's selling have some differences, or you may have differences with the buyer. And maybe the buyer wants to dicker, or there's something going on with the buyer. So you need to put away your differences. That doesn't mean, you know, you have to drop the price or you have to, no, it just could be the way they want things done. Okay. You or your people are wanting convenience. And that makes sense. You want to just get it over. You want to feel like you do when you're hungry, really hungry, and you go through In-N-Out Burger and you don't want to be waiting in line very long. So there you go. But it says also, you may have to put up a shield. You don't want to, you know, you want to protect your own. I don't know if you're selling it individually or you're selling it through a real estate agent or not. And so I think it's an admonition just to be very careful, have your guard up. Don't give them any kind of information that may make them go, oh, I don't know, maybe I don't want that. You know, that's why they put a real estate agent in there. You had an offer and he was nitpicking and got rude with your sister. Wow. There's the V vendetta.
Yeah. And when you said that V, I was getting value. Don't draw back on your value of what it is you're selling. Don't draw back. And the Saint Joseph is the inspiration. Then, and all of that inspiration, I mean, just, you know, they're all connected. They're like, yeah, let's do this. Yeah, let's do this. You have a connection in order to make that St. Joseph statue work for you and retain your value.
Yeah. Yep. I think you're going to probably, but you did put your shield up with that person, because I'm guessing that if he was rude and you didn't like this person, then you just said goodbye.
Yeah.
And you can do that. You can absolutely do that. Yeah.
Wow.
Thanks, Edward. It's funny how the cards know more. It's amazing what they know. Yes. All right. So next I have Miss Sherlock. Then I have Linda, who's looking for a question of her sister Mary. Then I have Lori Lynn. Could you just please let us know you're here? And then I have Charlie, just so everybody knows. Then I have Carl, and then I have Davy. So that's the rotation. That's where we are. Can you ask my mom, Joy, about important past lives we shared? We were close, but her alcoholism pulled us apart. Diana would have to go into your Akashic records if you want that done. I don't have, myself, I don't feel like I could answer that by jumping into mine right now, but she might be able to do it. Yeah.
Well, what she is showing me is it was trauma from her childhood that followed her, that she masked with the alcohol abuse. And she saw something repeating in you.
Ah, okay.
Now, I'm not getting anything about past lives that you shared, because that is what needs to be healed first.
Okay.
You know, Allie, how when you look at one of your kids and you think, no wonder she's just like me.
Or the ex-husband. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or that,
Yeah.
right. You
Yeah.
know? So
Mhm.
there was something about you that she recognized that created this issue in her. Not that you caused this, but it's that reflection, that similarity, that mirror, whether you were somebody else that she had come in contact with when she was your age.
Mhm. Mhm.
So
Wow. I pulled some cards on this. I get that she wanted you to stand up and trust yourself, and that you have worked hard to have the ability to create the things you desire and not fall into patterns, familial patterns. You always seem to take the high road, she says. And she said, even when there are risks involved, remember that it's just a toss of the dice, the road we take. And so while we have a contract, and while we may be moving into that contract, we don't know every incremental part of what that contract does. But sometimes someone writes a contract and we live their contract for that part of it. So I'm guessing that the alcoholism was something she had to come through, but you also had to see to learn what you needed to learn. Does that make sense? Yeah.
it does.
Okay.
You know, while I was shuffling, I was just shuffling to entertain my hands, right? But this inner demons, they
Oh,
were
yeah.
her
There
inner
you go.
demons. And
Yeah.
you just summed it up. They were her
Mhm.
inner demons,
And
not
hers.
yours.
Yeah.
And
Right.
you had to watch her go through it so you didn't repeat it.
That's right. That's right. And I can't tell you, that actually gives me goosebumps, because my grandfather, who I never knew, was an alcoholic, really, really bad. And my mother refused to be an alcoholic because of what she saw. So, sometimes we can learn the lesson from watching another person, and not wanting to be like that. So
Okay,
it isn't
that's
quite what you wanted, but I hopefully that helps you, Miss Sherlock.
and that was the only way she could share the joy,
Right.
the
That's right.
hidden joy.
The hidden joy. Right.
Her name is a conundrum, a play on words, whatever you
Yeah,
want to call it.
that's very true. That's very true. All right, so Lori Lynn, you're next. Linda, who wants to hear from her sister Mary. If you're still here, let me know. Then Charlie will be next, and then Carl. All right. I'm wondering if I will meet someone who has similar energy and interest as I. Well, that, my dear, will be up to you, what your energy is like. Remember, we do mirror each other. All right, let's see. Ooh, I like these. These are pretty good. Let's see what else I got. All right, so I got a heart, which says a focus on love. So that's what you're looking for. So I see that you're centered. You're wanting that love to come into your life. Your heart is calling for someone to come to you. But sometimes you may be defensive or guarded. And I think what it really wants you to be a little more open, because sometimes we don't see the potentiality of somebody because we expect to see something different, and we don't give them enough time or energy to show who they really are. So that's what the shield says. But it says here, you're ready to communicate, and you need someone else that's ready to communicate, to share what it is that they love and share what it is, what they do. And, for instance, oh, I really like to go tobogganing in the winter, or go ice skating or something. Oh, I hope somebody would want to do that with me, that kind of thing. But I love this, because it's a bear holding his honey. And it reminds me of a bear hug. And it says, This person will emerge. It's emergence. So I believe that, yes, if that's what you want to happen, this person will emerge in divine timing.
The common interests, the casual moment sitting in a street cafe is what I was shown on the street cafe. And just stopping for a minute and getting up and taking a walk and doing those things. And you're looking for someone with fireworks, so you have to display some of your own fireworks.
There you go.
To show the happiness and the joy. And look, right there we have, everybody playing around on the street. And we're coming into the 4th of July. So we're coming into a time when people are going to be out celebrating. Just put yourself in situations. Do not let the injustices that you have felt from your past.
Yeah, there's the shield.
There's the shield, right?
Yep.
Keep you from the promise of the future.
There you go. Wow.
Loosen up. Lighten up, baby.
Loosen up, girl.
Right? Was that old song? Do the tighten up, but we're going to loosen up.
Yep, absolutely.
Right?
Good luck, dear. Keep your energy and vibration high, and this person you will attract to you. I think. Yes. Yep. Absolutely.
Where you least expect it.
Where you least expect it. All right. So Charlie's 97-year-old friend just passed. Her name is Marion. She had a strong connection. Can you see the soul connection?
Well, I'm seeing the sofa, and it's like you were her child.
Oh.
Or you were the reincarnation of a child she had lost.
Oh.
She recognized you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting a powder blue sofa. I should say light blue, not say powder blue, but like a dusty light blue. I know that she felt more love from you than she had anybody in a long, long time.
Yeah, I get the same thing.
Yeah, I can't quite get a message from her. I know it hasn't been that long since she's gone.
Yeah. Yep.
But
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I'm just thinking that the connection they had on the earth is coming through right now, more so than what she's doing on the other side or any of that. So I do feel a very tightness there, and I get here that she was drama free. She just was somebody you could talk to, and they, wasn't going to, you were easy to talk to. It says here that you used to communicate. And of course that's true. There is something about her though, that was entertaining. And maybe she was funny, because this is a kind of a funny card that's drama, but it's like, when someone tells you a story and they kind of do the antics from what happened in that story. I'm just feeling that way. But she says, it was wonderful. We both led each other. It says the leadership was integrated. In other words, one wasn't the leader of the other. We were very simpatico. Yeah.
That first card you showed with the angel, and she's like, off we go. Like, Jackie
It looks like Miss Gulch in a way. Yeah.
Well, look at there. We have we have a brownie acting just like her, but it is a rival, right?
Yeah.
They're supposed to be going to school, but they're sneaking off. So she enjoyed her time with you. She had fun with you. You got her over the hurdles of old age, and you both found shelter from the storm. I could cry for you on that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Christiana Cawley, we're almost done, hon. We've been on for over an hour now, so we weren't taking questions right now. I'm sorry. Thank you. All right. We have Carl and Davy. Just let us know you're still here, please. That's wonderful. Wonders about his business guide, Felix. Am I going to be safe from intimidation from the local council, or will a solution come today? All right. Oh, Diana. Diana's birthday was it the
June
8th?
9th.
9th was the 9th. But thank you, Carl. He's
Thank
wishing
you, Carl.
happy birthday. Yeah.
Thank you, sweetie. So, his name is Felix, so I'm getting Felix the cat. The
Of
wonderful,
course.
wonderful cat. He reaches in his bag of tricks, and I can't remember the rest of the words, but he's opening up his bag of tricks. He's reaching in and he pulls out a rabbit. So that's like, I've always got a trick up my sleeve.
Yep.
So he's working on it for you.
You laugh so much, your sides will ache, your heart will go pit-a-pat.
There you go. Felix the cat.
He's Jewish and looking big. Okay. Well, that's all right. Maybe he's
Jewish
still
and
got a little bit of humor in there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, he's got a promise.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. I shuffled and there it is. Promise.
Ah, okay. All right.
Honey, with all of these surmounting things, you got to relax. Because look, they're having fun leaping over the elephant. So I think that there's going to be something that gets you over the hump. Hello. And succession. Right?
Oh,
and they're
my God.
running bases.
Running bases.
Score.
Uh-huh. I've got some Diana, you got to help me with this one, because this one is hold on, I'm going to pull us closer. Okay. All right, so the first card I get, Carl, is freedom. Okay, and look at the horse. It's flying. It's a flying horse from a carousel. Then I get resistance, and it's another horse, but the horse is jumping the fence this time. And then I get fearless, and look at the white buffalo.
Right? Jumping over that elephant gives you fearlessness. And that is jumping over a hurdle.
Yep.
Even though the hurdle came up for the other reading, the elephant is big. It is a hurdle and you're worrying about it, right?
Yeah. So I'm thinking that to get your freedom, give up resistance and be fearless.
Yeah.
And you asked about the council, and I think that's what they're saying to you. Be fearless. Don't go in there worried about being intimidated. You are a sovereign being, and you are the one that's in charge of your life. Don't let anybody intimidate you.
No obstruction.
Uh-huh. All jumping
Big
animals.
or little, right?
Yep.
And the other card, this is kind of important. It's don't give in to temptation. And what's the temptation? Fear.
Yep.
Intimidation.
Yep.
You might be looking at all those toys and you can't even decide. There's so many of them. But look what's right up in the front.
Right there in the front.
Another horse.
Yeah. Yep.
So.
Okay. Thank you, hon. Yeah, I know you don't want any more delays. I get it. I totally get it. David Jones, are you here? I haven't heard from you. If not, Diana and I will do a community read before we go. Yeah. But let me know, Davy, if you're here so we can read for you. Thank you, everybody. I'm really sorry that Joan wasn't able to get back here. Yeah.
Oh, I feel so bad.
I know. Yeah, but I'm glad the two of us could finish. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I'll check in with her afterwards. Maybe she had a storm that came up, Yeah.
Maybe. She said it was getting hot and muggy.
Uh-huh. Oh my, I love these cards. Oh. All right, so these cards are called the Oracle of the In-Between, and I just really like them
Ooh.
because I feel like that's where we live right now.
Yeah.
And of course, we do live in the now. Everything's happening all at once, the past, the present, the future, but we do live in the now, even though it's in between. Mary, I'm sorry, dear, we're all done. We're just doing a community read right now. Thank you, though. We appreciate you. So the first card I get is generosity. Look at all the gifts.
Oh.
They want you to open your gifts. They want you to trust your intuition and to give over what it is, because look at the light all around this structure. We have light around our structure, and we have gifts, whether we believe it or not.
Yep.
And the link between all of us in this community is heartfelt. Look at all the links, the heart links.
Oh.
And there's a piece of the puzzle there that's sort of not put in, but it's reminding people that we have room for more pieces in this community to make the heart be complete. And finally, what will happen is the whole heart will be completed, but we must believe and be loved. It's beloved, but it's ourselves. We must love and be loved.
So you're talking about the in-between. The name of this deck is called the what of the
Oracle of the In-Between. Yeah, it's the Oracle
Okay.
of the In-Between. Yeah.
So one end of the spectrum is total suppression.
Mm-hmm.
The other end of the spectrum is total immersion. Where's the in-between on
Yep.
these two things, right?
Uh-huh.
The in-between is awareness of,
Yes.
of the overdoing of either of those things, the need to find balance. So how do you do that, right? We got to look at
Right.
manifestation,
Mm-hmm.
having control,
Mm-hmm.
and where will we find ourselves? Culmination with abundance.
Wow. Very nice. A lot of what we see is what we believe. And,
Yep.
This whole facade that we live in, it seems to me to be just a way to shake us and get us moving.
Sometimes it just feels so false.
It does. Well, and it's always overwhelming because that's the purpose of what's going on, to overwhelm, so that if you get overwhelmed too much, you just say, oh, I give up. And we can't do that.
Yeah, and we can't do that. We've got to
Bring
be
the hearts
somewhere
together.
in the middle.
That's right.
Don't
String
listen
the
to
heart.
them. Don't give up on yourself.
Don't give up. Yeah, don't give up.
They're counting on you giving up on ourselves.
That's right. And much love to everybody. Thank you. And thank you for allowing us to read for you this afternoon. Thank you to the moderators and everybody on the 3 channels. And I'm sorry Joan couldn't get back here, but of course we love her and we thank her for what she's done. And thank you, Diana. And we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
I love it. I love
Thursdays. That's great. Bye-bye, everybody. Take care of yourselves.